It's my great pleasure to welcome Mr. Pradeep Mehra. Mr. Pradeep is a weekend investor, and we'll walk his journey through here and get his long experience with the markets and his observations about various products that he has been using so far. So, Mr. Pradeep, all over to you. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, how you got introduced to the markets, what has been your experience, and then how did you come to sort of engage with weekend investing?
Thank you. Most certainly. First of all, I would like to wish you and all your viewers a very happy and prosperous Diwali in advance.
Thank you.
And heartiest congrats on your Twitter account where you have got 150K. I'm an ardent follower of yours on Twitter. It gives a lot of knowledge. And also congrats again for the new products that you have launched, because I've spent only 2.5 months, and in spite of this correction, I'm still green on the product.
Great.
So I think it's a very successful launch, and all credit to you. And I would also like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to personally come and thank you for the immense efforts that you put in there, yeoman service you have been doing for the small retail investors like us. You know, you have this knack of stating the obvious in a very simple and transparent manner. So it's a big learning experience.
Fantastic.
Coming back to your question about how my journey began. So I spent about 30 years in a government job, and then I retired in 2012.
So where are you based, sir?
Sorry?
You are based out of which city?
I was in Delhi earlier. Now I'm based in Bombay. When I retired in Delhi, and now I've come to look after my grandchildren in Bombay. So
very nice.
This is now I've got time in hand, so investing has become a passion, and of course,
very nice.
Spirituality is another passion of mine.
But
today we'll discuss about
just interrupting you here, that I often discuss this with my friends also, who are now in my age group of 50, 51, that you are so involved in your current business or profession or career. What will you do once you retire from there? So a lot of people don't have that transition. What they're going to do as soon as that job or that business you retire from. Suddenly there's a vacuum. And you don't know what to do, because I've seen it with my father also.
Yes.
So this stock markets and having a passion towards investing or reading about stocks, economy, this is an ongoing thing which can help you till your last day, and you can keep you excited and have your adrenaline running a little bit and keep you occupied all through. So that transition becomes very easy if people in in 40s and 50s especially are able to generate some passion towards investing or markets, and that's a smooth transition. Please carry on. Sorry for...
No, I perfectly agree with you. And everybody is not as fortunate to have a mentor like you, Alok, because the amount of information you put on public space, I'll of course come to that later. You'll not believe I do not watch Netflix, I do not watch Zee TV, I just watch your Weekend Hub. But that I'll come to later. That much knowledge and information that is available. So hats off to you. But coming back to my journey, so in 2012 I retired, and I had a certain amount of capital. So I said, what should I do with this capital? And real estate was out of the question. In Delhi at that time we had this Unitech going on, Supertech, JP, and of course it's illiquid. So real estate, I said no. Gold is as good only for hedge, not for investment. Certainly for hedge. And interest rates were coming down. Although I was getting a little bit of okay amount in senior citizen savings scheme and Pradhan Mantri Vyaya Vandana Yojana. So I put money in that, but not in fixed deposit. So but then the next best opportunity was in equity. And equity, being in a government job, never had a chance to do anything. So I started with mutual funds, decent return, and got confidence, started doing in equity. Did a good research, normal which everyone goes through, ROE, ROC, good business.
That was a very good time to start actually. 12-13 was such a nice basing pattern that market had seen. from 2008 top till about 2013, it was just waiting for that next move to happen.
See, I was lucky, call it a beginner's luck, because it gave me a cushion. So, because of the time I invested, over a period of time, I developed a cushion, and then let the corrections come, let anything come. Correct. The cushion is already, in fact, that is one of the things which I see in your daily bites, in your YouTube. You say that you should have a long runway, you should have a cushion. So, exactly that is what I experienced, and it helped me. So, what I found during my research was that what to buy and when to buy was okay. But my when to sell was a total disaster. Whatever I sold early, it went 5x, 10x. And whatever I did not sell and kept with me, the amount has become negligible. To give you a small example, I had this Pipavav shipyard then. Now it was Pipavav Defense, Reliance Defense. And from 84, it has come down to 3 rupees. So, when to sell was a total disaster. Like that, there were others also. Yes. I admit. Yes Bank is another one, which I don't have to repeat. Everyone knows about it.
And everybody has made these mistakes. And everybody
has made. And not only, the consolation was that a fund house like Franklin Templeton had to shut down its skills because of the bonds of Yes Bank. So, if they can do it, I am just a mere mortal.
Correct.
But I must learn from this. That is what I said. That okay, whatever has happened. One must learn from this. So I started doing research, and learning is that I went to the YouTube, saw this face-to-face. Saw Vivek Bajaj's YouTube on when to exit a stock, and there immediately thereafter was a face-to-face, the second one with Alok Jain, where it talked about momentum strategy.
Okay.
And I said, wow, this gives me the solution what I've been looking for such a long time of when to
exit.
But here I'd like to mention one thing, that I thought I knew about what to buy, but when I have spent so much time, I realized I don't know what to buy also, because we are living in such a disruptive world.
If
you allow me to quote Alvin Toffler, which says that change is not only necessary to life, it is life itself. And here I'd like to add that we are going through a lot of change, but the rate of change is fantastic. And the rate is fantastic, and the magnitude of change is also fantastic. You look at COVID, how fast the markets went down, how fast the markets came up, and look at the magnitude of the change. So when we are living in such a disruptive world where you don't know when a flood will come and close the factories in Uttarakhand, or fire is there, or there can be a war threat, or anything that can happen, we can't control in our hands. The best of fundamental analysis, the best of technical analysis is failed even in what to buy. And here again, the momentum investment helps you. It doesn't matter, let anything happen all over the world. Bhagwan Che, BBC. If you can do that, the only problem is that it's counterintuitive. You have to learn to develop the skill
it takes time.
Understand and go through this momentum investment.
Our mind is so pre-programmed since our childhood to buy low and sell high, that anything we are buying higher becomes counterintuitive, and you always have a fear in your mind that maybe I'm doing something wrong. Everybody else is exiting and I'm getting in at this high level. So that confidence comes only after 1 or 2 different cycles have gone through. And you are absolutely right. The world is a very disruptive place now. The average age of an American corporation, we don't have statistics in India, unfortunately, but America, they have all kinds of statistics. The average age of a S&P 500 company used to be 50-60 years. It has now dropped to less than 20.
Very true. Very true.
So the leaders of today's market may not exist 15 years later.
Correct. Very true.
And at what point will you decide that this company is no more going to be leading the space, and some other disruption, like we are seeing all this new age IPOs coming through for Zomato and all kinds of new companies. And who knows, in 10 years they may be the market leaders, and everybody else in the FMCG space may just be, sitting ducks with
Very good.
70 80 PE type of valuations they have today.
Yes.
So it's very difficult. I mean, nobody knows really, I mean, what happens. So
I agree, but your momentum strategy is taking care of it.
yeah, it should take care of it. Yeah.
And here, where this counterintuitive thing came, I am a very fond reader. I read a lot. And again, Alvin Toffler says that the illiterates of the future are going to be not the ones who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So I am relearning through your momentum strategy.
Yeah, we are all relearning a lot of things, these days, and having an open mind at least helps. So a lot of people who approach me also that we are unable to appreciate why we should leave conventional investing. So I tell them that try 10-20% of your capital with momentum investing for one cycle, and then see how you felt in terms of your ease of doing it, your stress towards that part of your portfolio, and the actual returns, the performance and the drawdowns and whatever is the metrics. And then you see, I mean, if you did very well in your other part, then of course leave this. But if you did well here, you can gradually increase allocation as your confidence increases.
Very true. Very true. And also linked with this momentum strategy, which I want to tell everybody is that yes, when I started telling people, they said momentum strategy, what? It's a growth, value investing. Momentum is also one of the facts, but I said no, it is linked with non-discretionary. That is the important key word of momentum strategy, that it is totally non-discretionary. It takes out the emotions. I, being in spirituality, I want to be detached, and this is not only teaching me financial advice, it makes me detached from my stocks.
That's a very important point. Yes, the detachment part of it.
Detachment part, to the extent that today I don't even know the names of the stocks that I'm holding. They said never happened earlier. Some caterpillar, butterfly, I don't even know what are the stocks that I'm holding. So this is a great confidence building measure as far as momentum strategy is concerned. And I must appreciate your support team. I think it is one of the best support teams I have seen. I've done a lot of interactions with various people. Your support team, the response that is there is highly prompt.
Thank you so much. I must say that I've been lucky that I have such a wonderful team who is so dedicated, and they work hard beyond the required hours to sort of keep up the enormous number of support requests we get every day. But I've been very lucky on that front.
Alok, it all reflects on the leader actually. So I must compliment you for that also. Yes. So what I was mentioning was that the response is so prompt. For example, even if today I do a normal customer care, he'll answer in some 24 hours, 48 hours. Here, within 2 hours, I got a response. So I don't need a customer care as far as weekend investing is concerned. Your emails are good enough. And this hand-holding was there, not when I have joined weekend investing. There's just about 2.5 months. But it was even before, when I had so many queries, I used to ask you, what is there? Before you join something new, you want to understand. And the response was fantastic as far as that was concerned. And hand-holding, after I joined, kya kehte hain, sar mundate ole pade, upper circuit, lower circuit, some TOTP, all those things happened, and but there was no problem. It was a seamless transition.
That itself is a huge learning curve for a new person coming in.
The links were sent, solutions were given. So it's an immense learning. The things that you have put in the public space, I think it is worth its weight in gold. Even if you put a price tag to it, we can never. It can never be measured in its value. Your daily bites, your Ask Weekend Investing, your Good, Bad and Ugly, the Telegram channel, the YouTube channel, and your Weekend Hub. that is the crown jewel. That is the ultimate as far as knowledge is concerned, not only for a new investor, but even the well-read and the old-timers
Yes.
find something useful. But my favorite there is the behavior section. I like that the best
Fantastic.
because it teaches you long run discipline.
So, sir, with your kind of long experience in your life journey, also give some advanced lessons for new beginners, because there are a lot of new beginners in the market today. Last 1.5 years we have seen doubling of new investors in the market, new demat accounts, etc. So there's a lot of new people in the market who have never seen a drawdown, who have never seen any market fall, and sooner or later we will get one, and that's okay. I mean, that's normal. But a lot of people who have never seen any fall in their life so far may get a very rude shock. So some pieces of advice from you for them.
The biggest advice that I can give is by personal example. I keep saying that you cannot teach a child what to do. You have to do that, and then the child will follow you. You can't lecture to the child. So if I at 65 years of age, I'm so passionate about the market and doing pretty well, I think a youngster who's just 25 years old should at least wet his feet. He can, that is one thing very good about you is you have been warning people, drawdown will be there, don't go lump sum, do SIPs, but don't time the market. Start doing and develop a cushion. The roadway has to be there. Once the roadway is there, develop a cushion, and slowly things will fall place. Do SIPs, do slow investing, and after you develop a cushion, things will fall into place. In fact, I was telling my children they have all joined in. Now my wife is also wanting to join. On a lighter note, you should ask royalty from Zerodha and because every weekend investor brings at least 4 to 5 other people.
Yes, we are actually very grateful to all our investors, because we do zero spend in any marketing, and it's our users who bring in all the new other users, and we have grown because of all our original users, and continue to do that. So it's all hats off to all our investors.
One more analogy. Sorry to interrupt. One more thing which you said, what to tell the youngsters is your analogy of a moving bus is a very good analogy. That we should all not be in a stationary bus. We should go onto the moving bus, not the train. With the IRCTC going on, so the moving bus is more important. Don't park your money in FD, etc. because that is stationary bus.
Especially if you are young, especially if you are young, because when you are young and you are starting out your career, you have so much ahead of you. You are hardly taking any risk there.
Correct.
I mean, your capital is also low, and even if you lose some part of that, I think it is no dent in your life ahead. So from that perspective, if you start with a risk-averse view of your investing, then your lifelong investing will become like that only. You'll stay risk-averse. You will never take any risks. But at a younger age, if you start to take some risk, I'm not saying go into a FNO or something to start with.
No.
Try to do some risk taking.
Correct.
Assuming that you will get hit. If you are lucky, your cushion will come in 1, 2, 3 years. If you're unlucky, starting at the top of the market, even then it will come in 5-6 years.
It will come. Ultimately, it will come. I mean, another example I can give is during the Corona thing, my capital fell down to 60%. I'm still happy. It has all recovered.
Yes.
It may not have recovered to that extent because the drawdown was deeper.
Yes.
So now slowly I'm moving away from my other strategies, keeping little bit for the value and growth, so that diversification is there. And that is where all your YouTube and all your videos help, because even in that growth and value, they certainly help. Your learning and research is not only restricted to weekend investing.
So, another thing that maybe you can share with people is that even if you were doing value investing, even if you were doing growth investing, you would have got hit.
Yes.
And probably more so.
Very true.
So if on the upside, if momentum investing is giving you better returns,
Very
And
true.
on the downside, it is giving you lower drawdowns. Then it is
Correct.
the best of both worlds.
I fully agree. You couldn't have said it better. And I'm going to enjoy the fruit now. So let's say from 65 to 75, I'm going to
Yeah.
enjoy
Correct,
weekend
correct,
investing now.
correct. Absolutely great. Absolutely great. So, Mr. Pradeep, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to meet you and to hear your words of wisdom. I mean, you come with so much experience of life and spirituality also. I hope the young listeners will take a lot of lessons from this small talk that we had, and we hope to be talking again sometime. And I wish you all the very best in your journey ahead, long journey ahead, and successful investing. And thank you so much to you and to your family members who are joining in for being weekend investors. It's a pleasure to service you, and we'll see you again sometime soon.
And a pleasure to interact with you, Alok. It was really a godsend opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you, sir. Okay.
God bless. God bless you.